Studio 2, or what we like to call it, the Emerging Visualization Project, is an opportunity for the students at the Academy to experience and play around with emerging visualization tech that could be AR, VR, and put it together in a way that could be a game or an experience or really anything that they decide to sort of research and come up with. It's a really, really fun studio. It starts off by them being divided up into groups where they then go off and research what tech they're going to use and come up with an idea or a concept that they will develop over the course of Studio 2. During this time, we have industry speakers come in and present to the students. This year we had 24 speakers come in. It was pretty cool. We had people from all over the world actually, like Miko from Epic Games in London, Michaela from Mod Studios, and Johannes from Framestore in LA. It was it was a great lot of speakers actually. It was fantastic. Then at the end of the Studio 2, they present their pitches to a panel of industry experts. And a big thank you to all our panel who joined us this year. We were very, very lucky to have them all join us. And they choose one project that goes into Studio 3 that the whole cohort then comes together to finish by the end of Studio 3.
Also, we should thank Matt Estella, who worked with us for a few years and left this year. He's moved on, and Dylan has taken his role as the visual effects lead.
Mm-hmm. Not intimidating at all.
Thanks, Dylan. By nature of the studio, we do have a lot of projects that don't really see the light of day, and so we did want to sort of show them to you all and talk about them a bit, because we had an amazing lot of projects this year, and it was really hard for the panel to choose a winning one. And so here are some of them. What do we have first?
We had a project called Strange News out of Hartford, which was made by a bunch of our students. It was using virtual reality and hand tracking as the kind of emerging technology. The setting was a sort of a 1940s, 50s sort of kitschy, sci-fi horror kind of aesthetic. And the players of the game used like hand tracking with consumer web cameras to move the player around the cornfield and investigate the alien crash.
Yeah, I really like the intro that they did for that one.
Yeah.
They put together like a short little trailer for it using Unreal as well. It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
What else? So Body of Work was another one. I love this one. It was a murder mystery where the players discover a dead body in a museum, and the body is an artist, and his work is on the walls of the museum. So players have to, using VR, step into the world of each one of his paintings to find clues as to who might have killed him. And each painting is done in a different style, and in VR, the world is rendered in the style of that painting using style transfer. It was a really clever concept.
Yeah, wow, that sounds cool. One I really liked was this labyrinth one, where it was a kind of a combination AR and VR experience. So you had one person who was trapped in a maze. They were Minotaur, were they?
Yeah, it was a Minotaur. Yeah,
that's right. And so they're trapped in the maze in VR, but then you had two other people using AR who were kind of acting as gods, like Greek gods kind of thing. And one was helping the person to escape, and one was kind of trying to stop them and laying traps and stuff like that. It's all right, isn't it?
It was really cool. That one. I like it. The style was fantastic. They got the aesthetic stuck from beginning to end of that project.
Yeah. That was really cool. I really thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, it was good. What else?
Another project we had was called The In-Between, which was a H.P. Lovecraft inspired sort of horror story in VR. Involving ideas of like sort of fantastical architecture and perspectives and interesting effects on perception, in a Lovecraftian kind of way, like warp geometry and stuff like that. That was a really cool project with really good art behind it, really good concept art, really solid idea.
Yeah, that was another one where I really liked the style and design of it as well. The world was beautiful. Another project was Under Pressure, another maze game. But in this one, the player controls the character it's set underwater, and the character's running out of oxygen. They have X amount of time to survive before they can leave the maze. and the player controls the character via Zoom, via webcam. So they were using body tracking and hand tracking because a lot of our classes were done over Zoom, and I think that inspired a few of the students to try and play around with that technology. And it was really cool. The style as well was rendered in this kind of fantasy / science fiction kind of style too. It was, yeah, and I think they were being chased as well by this sort of this underwater giant fish creature. Okay. Yeah, it was great.
Sounds scary. Another one I liked was this Origin one, which basically you had a character who was trying to navigate an obstacle course, but the twist was that the character was controlled by multiple people on Zoom, and they had to use same kind of thing, like hand gestures and stuff to sort of help the character get through all of these obstacles. And I think this one started off as a
Rube Goldberg. Yeah, it was a Rube Goldberg Goldberg
like
project.
A mousetrap kind of like balls and
it did.
Like
they had great plans to make that kind of become this incredible sort of where you could pass objects from one person to the other person in like a Zoom environment. You know, where you have multiple kind of faces in Zoom.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out. So they, props to them. They pivoted and they created the project, that they put together really quickly, actually, by the end of the studio, and it looked amazing. And then we have the winning project, a project called Museumception, where another one where players enter paintings at a museum, but this one was a little bit less sort of object-based and a bit more of an experience. So they wanted players to be able to enter and walk through famous paintings in history. The paintings, again, would be rendered in the style of the painting using style transfer in VR. And they just really sort of explore the painting and be in the world. And that was the one that really captured the mind of the panel, that they thought was the most interesting and had the most potential. So then this evolved into our winning project called Hiroshige, because we realized that they could only sort of develop one painting and one style. And Hiroshige is an immersive VR project where players get to enter the world of ukiyo-e, Edo period artist Hiroshige, and experience his world. And here it is.